Dr. Aghi, just looking at the USTR Ambassador Tai's visit to India now, very important in terms of trade. We've seen meeting the External Affairs Minister as well, apart from the Commerce Minister. But just to put it in perspective in terms of US domestic politics, the Biden administration, they have so many priorities. I mean, domestic legislation has just been passed, very important for him uh, on the foreign policy front, whether it's China, Russia, Afghanistan, maybe not that much. How much of a priority, Dr. Aghi, is India US trade momentum for the Biden administration?
Well, it's a tremendous priority. Let me just give you a bigger, different perspective.
Sure.
One area where Republicans and Democrats agree is China. And the fundamental question is, and they've put a three-pronged strategy dealing with China. One is definitely cooperation, where they can agree, and then basically containment, where they don't agree, and then some kind of collaboration in some of the areas, such as climate change itself. Now, keeping that in mind, it's important to understand India becomes very pivotal in US geopolitical strategy dealing with China. The Quad, which is Japan, Australia, US, and India. Now, while you look at from a defense perspective, you look from technology perspective, you look at from trade perspective, the economic partnership between India and US becomes critical in this Quad's arena. So they've already agreed to have secure supply chain. They've agreed on vaccine diplomacy. They've agreed on infrastructure and then working on 5G, 6G, and newer technology. Now, when you come down to US, India, especially from Biden administration perspective, you have to understand that two priority Biden administration has. One is health, which is tied to COVID, and the second is economic. The whole stimulus package, Build Back Better America, all are tied to the economic agenda. And India becomes critical because as you look at the Chinese market for US companies, at some stage will start shrinking. At some stage, these companies are looking at China plus one strategy. India becomes critical from that perspective. So I think trade, economic collaboration, cooperation between India and the United States for Biden administration is very, very critical.